Hey yo, how they gonna tell me not to embrace my ancestry? I understand that I am Negro, technically Latino, Jamaican, and Gadite, North American Indian Cherokee. I understand. So how they gonna tell me celebrate Fourth of July, Thanksgiving, Christmas, forget about slavery? So they trying to ask me to forget about all my ancestry. That it was based upon slavery for the fact that this land was stolen from my ancestors. I'm supposed to forget about that shit as they celebrate Fourth of July, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, which is, I mean, people that made different philosophies with it, but I think the theory that most people argue was debated was 77 million was Fourth of July, and 99 million was Thanksgiving, and Christmas was untold millions, possibly the millions of Black, Hispanic, Native indigenous men, women, and children slaughtered during the slave trade. Yet they tell us forget about slavery, but they celebrate slavery. Even if the numbers is not accurate, it's still factual to even say they celebrate 4th of July, which is slavery. They celebrate Thanksgiving, which is slavery. They celebrate Christmas, which is slavery. Now, us Black, Hispanic, Native, indigenous, Aboriginal people were slaves during the transatlantic slave trade on a global stage. Either way you look at it, they still celebrate on Christmas in motherfucking the Netherlands to this day. You know how back in the day we sit back and said, when the in Hollywood, how when white people would put blackface on, they disgrace us African Americans. They say, well, I should say a Cuban on this earth. You know what I'm saying? They disgrace us and so forth. Well, they still celebrate it like that in the Netherlands. Yet, still, what they do is they harass and fucking talk shit about us melanated people during Christmas in the Netherlands. That's how they celebrate Christmas in the Netherlands. In the Netherlands, they celebrate Christmas by motherfucking disrespecting all of us melanated people. That's what them racist supremacists feel. I'm not gonna celebrate that shit. That's evil. Then on top of that, ask yourself this question: what would a slave master give another slave master as a present? A slave. Okay. So would a slave master give, you know what I'm saying, grown slaves to a slave master, or would he give little slaves? Eh, well, guess what? Slavery references and how they used to give our children to slave masters as presents. And then when y'all decorate y'all Christmas tree, do y'all realize and so forth, they used to decorate trees with all of us during slavery by our freaking necks getting hung. We would do Christmas decorations and the Christmas presents. I'm not celebrating that shit. That's fucked up. But that's what the fucking neo Nazis, the Aryans, the fucking Vatican, the Ku Klux Klan. That's what they celebrate. That shit's wickedness and fucked up. That shit's wrong as shit. I'm not celebrating that. That's just wrong. Then they tell us and so forth. They forget about slavery. So, okay, next question. If a man love the world, the love of God is not in the man. Okay. How can I love a world that's full of racism, social injustice, political scandals, miseducation, gentrification, destruction geared towards all of us melanated people by the fucking slave master? If I love God, my mind, body, and soul, and love my neighbor like I love myself, how could I then possibly love the world? I couldn't. It'd be impossible. I would have to, if I love God, my mind, body, and soul, I would love my neighbor like I love myself on a global stage. I would love all people, their ancestry linked to my ancestry, black, Hispanic, Native, indigenous, Aboriginal people on a global stage, that whose ancestry was in slavery. This whose ancestry links back to Israel, whose ancestry is linked back to Mesopotamia, Iraq, links to, you know, say every place in around the world. Asiatic, Igbo, Ethiopian, Jamaican, Sumerian, Vietnam, even we was all throughout Asia. It was Azure of this stolen land, Akibalon, that land we call Africa, uh, like the whole globe, Cuba, Mexico. These are all our Trinidad, Mesopotamia. I mean, our ancestry is everywhere around the globe. Just say Gaia. We was Gaia wide. You know what I'm saying? Our family was everywhere. Everybody was always talking about some. Nah, yo, how the fuck they said they get us in this position where we don't know what's going on. We don't know what's going on because of the fact the federal government of America and so forth decided to suppress the truth. See what I'm saying? They don't want us to know and so forth that us black, Hispanic, native African people, it's all gods and goddesses, kings and queens, priests and priestesses, soldiers and soldieresses. I say soldieresses out of respect for us as feminists. You know what I'm saying? But the government don't want us to think about nothing. The government wants us all to think impression. You know why? Because the fact of the matter is, we got to think melanated dominance. Melanated black, Hispanic, native Aboriginal people. Melanated dominance. Four winds of the earth. Why the fuck don't we realize and so forth? The slave master, the Ku Klux Klan, the Nazis, every from hate groups don't realize the definition of love is educating our people so we can realize that all of us melanated gods and goddesses, kings and queens, priests and priestesses, soldiers and soldieresses is the original people on the planet. All of us is one global family where the government wants to keep all of us in slavery. But we know I need freedom. Yeah, what is freedom? Freedom and so forth. If I think about the phrase freedom, well, I gotta say freedom. Well, when we was all in slavery, we had free work from Edom. We had free work towards Edom, represented it. Us black, Hispanic, native Aboriginal people was all as slaves. Edom is people like the Ku Klux Klan, the Nazis, areas from hate groups, Freemasons, Ashkenazi Jews, and the Vatican. Who financed slave ships? Okay, so all of us is enslaved. So when we put the slave master in slavery, we get free work from Edom. We put the Ku Klux Klan, neo Nazis, Aryans, hate groups, Freemasons, Ashkenazi Jews in the Vatican in slavery. So freedom has a very special meaning. I'm out. Peace.